Hello, hello, hello. Back again. This is race number 2 of the Roger Millikan CBR number 3. This is the 35 and 40 race. I think it's the last 4 laps I recorded. As you can see, it's pouring rain. Course is slick. We had one crash in the race earlier. Unlike the first race I was in, this one was all together. So we have 2 powerhouse teams in this race. Monster, which they have one rider that is in the green jersey for the most aggressive rider, and then they actually the yellow jersey is Rigo Mesa, who is on the stage 2 team. So you got stage 2 working for him. You've got Methods to Winning, who came with their full powerhouse squad. They've got Mike Easter, I think he's a former national champion. They've got Sharon Smith. That's Steven in front of me. He was the race leader last week. Strong sprinter. And then Rassam Bahati's right up in front of me with the helmet cam on his head in the yellow. This is the first race that they've all been together. And I'm telling you, when that team shows up, they're pretty good at controlling the race. I'm in my second race, and I'll be honest, my legs weren't feeling great, but I just know where to position myself, and I was starting to have a few cramps, so I took some pickle juice, and the cramps had just started to go away a little bit. I'm starting to feel a little bit better. I just want to stay towards the front because I know it just feels to me like there's going to be a sprint. Every time a break would go, they would immediately shut it down. Methods to Winning in the black and yellow, they're gonna pretty much do their normal lead out train, so I kind of know where to position myself because I've raced against them so many times, and I don't want to say I know exactly what they're gonna do, but I mean it's no secret what they're gonna do, and the trick is to get all their guys on the front and just drive it in the last lap or two and just keep the pace so high that nobody can come around them, and then deliver Sharon Smith to the last corner and lights out from there, which essentially is what happened. We had one crash out of turn 3 when the pavement and the concrete meet. Somebody just kind of slid out, ended up in the cones to the right. But other than that, I think all day had been pretty safe. I didn't see too many crashes. There was a big crash in the 55-60 race earlier in the morning where a rider had put his hands out and pushed somebody and caused a big wreck. You will definitely see some fallout from that crash because I think that USAC is involved at this point. So not a good thing. We can't have that in the races. We all have jobs to go to Monday morning. A lot of jockeying for position, which is normal. Everybody knows that Monster Media is going to go to the front for their guys. I didn't see Danny Cam here. Danny Cam was their sprinter, but I didn't see him here. So I believe that's Jason Midoff right to my left. He's more of the breakaway specialist, and he'll probably be one of the guys that's going to go to the front and just keep the pace high. Me, I'm just trying to nurse myself long enough to get to the last corner and hopefully have something left to sprint. It was really cold and rainy, and just when we finished this race we were just caked in mud. I actually would have made for some funny pictures. There's Chris DeMarchi. He was in the break in the first race. Lots of breaks attempts in this race, but nothing stuck. Like at this pace, I mean 27, 28, we're going up a gradual uphill right here. Falls flat. I don't know what's wrong with my gradient. Oh, there it says 1%. It definitely kicks up right here to a little bit higher than that, and then as soon as you make that left-hand turn, the little 4% grade up to the last turn, that's where it really bites your legs. this stretch here from turn 3 to turn 4 was probably the hardest part, and it came after a long false flat. See, my gradient sensor is saying it's 0%, but it's definitely not 0%, so I'm not sure. I mean, you have a little crest here, and then it drops down to the finish. So a little gap opened up here, which I'm going to close. Get right up behind Steven. Steven's definitely one of their fast sprinters. So I know if as long as I'm staying right here, and he's a big guy too, so he makes a good draft. Right in front of him is Mike Easter, who is a new rider to their team, but not a new rider to us. He's always been a super fast rider. So he's going to be Sharon's sweeper. There's Sharon tightening his shoes like he always does in every race. So Mike is going to be Sharon's wheel sweeper. So I'll just get a slot right here. I think this is a pretty good spot for me. Luckily for me, nobody was fighting me for my wheel, for his wheel. So I thought, well, shoot, I'll just, I mean, if I had any legs to sprint, which at this point I kind of felt like I did, I know that I've got to get around Mike between turns 3 and 5, or 3 and 4, because if he's true to form for a sweeper, he's going to sit up a little bit into the last turn and let a gap open that I'm going to have to sprint around, which is perfect team tactics. Yeah, methods to winning is definitely waiting for the last lap to start their lead out, because there's no other teams that are fighting them for a lead out. There's just individual guys that are just trying to move up to the front, which is really kind of pointless because they're going to take over and just drill it. But I'm in a perfect spot right here. I mean, see, Mike is not letting Monster Guy come into him. He's protecting his spot. Just gives them a little bit of a gentle shoulder just to let him know that he's there and that he's not moving. And the monster racing dude knows what's up, and so he just, well, he kind of dive bombs him right here. Like, he didn't go down, he stuck the turn. So it's all good. Coming down to turn 2 on the downhill. This is the bell lap. So everybody's pretty much going full gas right here. And the hardest part of the course is going to be this stretch between turns 2 and 3. That's where it goes uphill, and that's where the lead outs are really going to drill it. So we're doing 33 here on a gradual uphill. So that's moving. And I'm in a great spot, but I'm barely hanging on at this point. I'm thinking, okay, once we turn to the left up here, see, they're just accelerating. Once we turn left on turn 3, then you got to sprint up the hill. And right now my legs are like, I don't think so. And I just don't want to mess up anybody's race, so I just kind of stay off to the right here. And at this point my body's like, you're done. And I just frustrating to watch them just ride away from you when you have something like that happen. There's Rasan Bahati just on the right curb there, and he's done his lead out, so he's done as well. So that's it for me. So can't win them all. Some days you just don't have it. Today I just didn't have it. So I'll be there for the next one. Later.